Leebeebee.
Leebeebee?
Leebeebee.
Let's talk about the weirdest, most chaotic wildcard Murderbot has introduced so far, Leebeebee. She came out of nowhere, and now fans are spiraling into theory mode, trying to figure out what her real deal is. What if the strangest character in Murderbot isn't just strange, but secretly the most dangerous? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Leebeebee walked into episode 5 like a glitch in the system. Bubbly, offbeat, and way too calm for someone who just survived a massacre. No one knows where she came from. Her story doesn't quite add up. And if you've been paying attention, she might be the key to everything that's going wrong. Forget rogue section units, forget GreyCris. This random chatty girl might be the biggest threat to Murderbot and the preservation team. And she wasn't even in the original books. So who is Leebeebee? What is she hiding? And why does it feel like the whole story is about to break wide open because of her? Let's dive into the wildest, creepiest, and most mind-blowing theories about the most unpredictable character Murderbot has introduced so far.
Someone's coming.
A new face with no book roots. If you're a fan of Martha Wells's The Murderbot Diaries, you probably did a double take when Leebeebee appeared in episode 5. She's not in the books. Not even a hint of her. That alone is enough to make any loyal reader suspicious. Because up until now, the Apple TV Plus adaptation has been fairly faithful. Sure, it exaggerated Sanctuary Moon into full-on soap opera absurdity, but the core plot points stayed the same. And then, bam, Leebeebee shows up and everything changes. She's played by Anna Konkle with this perfect blend of chaotic energy and creepy unpredictability. You're not sure whether to laugh, cringe, or run. And that unpredictability is exactly what makes her so fascinating. She's a plot disruptor in a very tightly woven story. And that tells us one thing. She's not random. She's here for a reason.
Squished. It just killed 2 of our units. And it did something.
Her backstory makes zero sense. Let's rewind a bit. Preservation Aux goes to investigate the DeltFall camp after communication cuts off. When they get there, it's a massacre. Every human on site is dead, and their own sec unit, our beloved Murderbot, ends up shooting itself in the chest to stop from being overridden like the others. And yet, there's one survivor, Leebeebee. She claims she was an indentured servant for DeltFall, that she didn't know much, just did laundry and basic maintenance. But wait, why would DeltFall bring a bonded servant to a high-risk planetary survey, especially someone who, according to her own story, had no technical knowledge or value in a crisis? Then you've got her demeanor. She's not traumatized. She's chatty, flirty, overly familiar, especially with Murderbot. It's not just odd, it's off-putting. She's talking about its genitals, trying to kiss it, completely ignoring boundaries, which is a red flag in itself, but also just weird. And when Arata and Murderbot try to call her out on her behavior, she ignores them, like she's performing a version of herself but can't hold the act under scrutiny.
I wasn't. Stop staring at me. Stuck on robot.
The lone survivor, or the infiltrator. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Leebeebee being the only survivor of the DeltFall massacre. That's suspicious on every level. If the rogue sec units were on a kill-everything order, why leave her alive? A few possibilities come to mind. She was never a part of DeltFall. She was, but was spared for a reason, either through manipulation or cooperation, or she helped the ESC units by acting as a handler or inside agent. And this last one feels especially possible when we factor in what Mensa and Murderbot discussed later. Someone impersonated Preservation Aux to infiltrate DeltFall and trigger the massacre. If that was Leebeebee, or if she was working with whoever pulled it off, she might now be pulling the same infiltration move on Preservation Aux.
I mean, to be honest, it's not
Leebeebee's weird obsession with Murderbot. There's another layer here. Leebeebee is clearly fascinated by Murderbot. Not in the, oh, a security android, save my life way. More like, I was expecting something else, and now I'm recalibrating way. When she interacts with it, it's overly intimate, overly curious. She's trying to figure it out, not just socially, but technically. She even pushes for them to destroy it before they remove the combat override. She seems way too eager to make sure it doesn't return to its full capabilities. Why would a laundry washing, coffee fetching, indentured servant care that much about a hacked sec unit's recovery? She shouldn't even know enough to have that opinion, unless she's seen something like this before. Maybe she's not afraid of Murderbot becoming dangerous. Maybe she's afraid of what it might remember.
Is probably observing us right now.
Theory 1. Leebeebee is a deep cover corporate agent. Let's talk corporations. GreyCris maybe? Or some new villain the show hasn't revealed yet? We know the corporations will do anything to cover their tracks. Hacking sec units, staging massacres, fabricating legal claims. It's all in a day's work for them. So what if Leebeebee is a corporate plant, sent in to play dumb, gain Preservation Ox's trust, and then report back or sabotage them from the inside? Her whole "I'm just a servant" routine feels rehearsed. It could be the cover story she was trained to repeat. She's asking odd questions, trying to read the team's intentions. She's already targeting Garathan, the only one sharp enough to figure out something's wrong. And don't forget, when the preservation team was on edge about the override module, she was the one whispering, "Just kill the bot." That's not someone who trusts the people who saved her. That's someone trying to eliminate a liability before it wakes up.
I was mostly maintenance and cleaning.
Theory 2. Leebeebee is a rogue comfort unit. All right, now for something even weirder. What if Leebeebee isn't human? Her name sounds like a serial code. Leebeebee could just be a phonetic nickname from an alphanumeric designation. Her social behavior is off, like someone trying to mimic humans but missing key beats. She fixates on physical intimacy. She doesn't read social cues well. She doesn't seem to feel appropriate levels of fear, guilt, or trauma. It's possible she's a comfort unit, poorly programmed or damaged, and trying to fit into a world that doesn't accept her as one of their own. Think about how she talks to Murderbot. It's like she sees it as a kindred spirit. She even says, "You can't trust people," like she's projecting her own mistrust onto another artificial being. And if that's the case, if she is a comfort unit who survived the massacre, she might be more lost than dangerous, just trying to survive in a world that doesn't know what she is. But here's the twist. What if she thinks she's free, but is still carrying embedded orders? Maybe from DeltFall, maybe from another source. Her behavior might be less malicious and more unknowingly programmed sabotage.
Really hard to trust people sometimes.
Why was she getting so close to me?
Theory 3. Leebeebee was DeltFall's sec unit handler. Now this one's juicy. Remember, in the books, installing a combat override allows someone to personally control a sec unit. That someone would be a handler, someone close enough to issue direct commands, likely under corporate orders. What if Leebeebee was that handler? That would explain why she survived. The rogue sec units didn't kill her because she was the one commanding them, or at least issuing their override instructions. And now, after the massacre, she's switching gears, pretending to be a survivor, faking trauma, hoping to infiltrate Preservation Ox and finish the mission. This fits with her invasive curiosity, her discomfort around anyone questioning her, her obsession with Murderbot, possibly the only sec unit she's ever seen break free of the override and resist control. And here's the kicker. If she was a handler, she might have already compromised someone else, another section unit, a member of the preservation crew, or even Murderbot itself, without realizing.
I didn't know they have faces.
Yeah.
Theory 4. She's just trying to survive. Let's not ignore the simplest possibility. Maybe Leebeebee was caught in the crossfire. Maybe she did survive by sheer luck, and now she's scared, confused, and acting out. She could be someone who panicked, saw too much, and doesn't know whom to trust anymore. Her weirdness could be a trauma response, her awkward interactions, a failed attempt to connect, her lies, just desperate half-truths designed to protect herself in an alien environment. It's entirely possible that we're overthinking her, and the show wants us to. Maybe she's not the villain. Maybe she's just a messy, flawed human trying to stay alive. But even if that's true, she's still dangerous, because unpredictability in a high-stakes environment like this, that's a liability.
But you think that's disgusting?
That's the thing that's disgusting.
So what's the truth? Honestly, it's still anyone's guess. The showrunners were smart to add a completely new character to a story that had been adapted almost beat for beat. It shakes things up, keeps book readers on their toes, and gives the series a fresh direction. Leebeebee isn't just comic relief. She's not just an outlier. She's a bomb waiting to go off. We just don't know how or when. Whether she's a spy, a bot, a handler, or just deeply traumatized, one thing's clear: her presence has changed everything. Murderbot is officially off book, and now no one is safe from the twists.
5 days. But what if whoever sent that thing to attack us at DeltFall finds...
Our Nerdy Thoughts Leebeebee might be the most divisive character Murderbot has introduced so far, but she's also the most intriguing. She represents the unknown, the wild card, and whether she turns out to be villain, victim, or something in between, she's one of the best things to happen to the show. What do you think? Is Leebeebee a spy? A comfort unit gone rogue? Drop your theories in the comments. We're dying to hear what the Murderbot hive mind thinks. And if you like this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, so you don't miss the next one. Because with Murderbot going off script, who knows what's coming next?
Melt me down now.